indiscipline, corruption, squandermania, misuse and abuse of public office for self or group aggrandizement, which had assumed debilitating proportions in the last few years, will be dealt with ruthlessly, no matter whoever may be involved.
In the early hours of December 31st, 1983, a well-organized military coup under the leadership of Major General Buhari took place in Nigeria. It was not unwelcome by most of our people, and it was not unexpected. Our economy was in a mess, and yet we are not only the biggest country in Black Africa, we are, or should be, one of the richest. My name is Onyeka Omenu. A few weeks before the coup, the BBC and Nigerian television asked me to report as a Nigerian television journalist on the situation in my country. Recently, like many Nigerians, I've felt frustrated and saddened by what has happened to us. We've had our independence for more than 20 years. By third world standards, we have a well-educated elite. We had a productive farming economy. We have minerals. And we discovered a few years ago that we had oil, a lot of oil. Yet today we are importing food that we should be growing. We are a bankrupt nation, and we have an international reputation for large-scale corruption. Many of our people are unhappy, and some even hungry. What has gone wrong? This is what I set out to explore. We sensed that change had to come to our nation, that our people wouldn't continue to accept the inefficient, corrupt civilian government of President Shagari. We were right. Before this film was completed, the coup took place. So our report, instead of being a prophecy, is now an explanation as to why the majority of my people, most of whom know what democracy is about, and want it ultimately, welcomed yet another military takeover. I'm not a politician. I'm not an economist. The story I have to tell is a personal one, about my hopes and fears for my country. Apart from journalism, I'm a singer. And I suppose this more than anything is my way of communicating my feelings. Yeah, I like that. Seem to lose my way, yeah. Never be another day. Never be another night of the dream. I write my own songs. This one, we're rehearsing, is both a love song and a song about my country. I've sometimes thought of leaving Nigeria, yet every time I'm away, I miss it. Now, coming home, though, is one thing. Feeling at home is another. You soon come face to face with the tribulations of living in modern Lagos.
Bring it this way.
In most countries, once you pass through customs, you're all right. But not here.
Can we see? Move.
Lagos is now the most expensive city in the world. It is also one of the most uncomfortable, with its traffic jams, lack of running water, constant power cuts, and the mountains of rubbish in the streets.
I mean, to live in Lagos is to live in the war front. I mean, really, I don't know how anybody can live day after day in that chaotic situation. To live in any of our cities is to wage war against filth.
We just don't seem to be coping with modernity.
But there's been a kind of brutalization of life, of values, of man's attitude to man. This so-called rat race, to acquire, to consume, to be the next man, that's acquisition of junks and so on, has created a society that is no longer sure of itself or where it is going.
I would agree that the country has gone through a state of moral decadence. It's not only at the top, but also at the bottom. I believe that the society needs a little bit of purification.
What people in the street feel is told by the blind singer Cochran. His improvisations have always been about the everyday hardships of life. Today, he sings about the meanness and the ugliness of what Lagos has become. And he's right. But this is no reflection of traditional Nigeria. In our villages, the home is still cherished and cared for. After all, it's not as if we're a people without aesthetic values. What has happened to us since our independence? That was 24 years ago, and I had just started school. I remember how proud we were made to feel about it. Nigeria finally had a chance to govern herself. There were high hopes of making it a one united and prosperous nation, but nothing quite prepared us for the difficulties that were to follow. There we were, a nation of so many nations, culturally diverse and thrown together without our consent. In 1967, after a succession of coups and Biafra's attempt to break away from the Republic, Nigeria was pitched into a bitter civil war. At the time, I was a girl of 14, an Igbo on the Biafra side. I helped out in hospitals treating people with malnutrition. I would always carry with me the pain and suffering that I saw around me. It took 3 years before that conflict was resolved. In the great spirit of reconciliation, largely initiated by General Yakubu Gowon, the then head of state, Nigeria became one again. But the end of the war did not mean the end of military government. During the next 8 years, Nigeria was ruled by 3 military governments, giving us altogether 13 years of military rule since independence. It was only 4 years ago that we got another chance to elect our leaders. So at the age of 27, I had my first chance to vote. Disenchantment soon set in as government officials scrambled for the prizes of office. Corruption was both blatant and pervasive. In the midst of a declining oil economy, individuals made millions, some it is rumored billions, safely tucked away in foreign banks. Prices of basic goods shot up, while our currency, the naira, on the flourishing black market fell to 1/5 of its official level. What it meant to ordinary people could be seen in those few weeks before the coup. I sometimes go to the Ankara market to buy cloth. Here you can really feel the pulse of the people.
Why not see me? I come. I just want to see come back. I come back. I don't want to get my cloth.
It's not unusual for these women to grab their customers, but nowadays there's a sudden desperation about it.
Okay.
Desperation that I've felt building up for some time.
Make I see something.
I just don't see how people cope. You can see they're not coping. You walk down the streets and you see kids and they look like they're malnourished. Sometimes my flatmate Tina and I have friends over, and usually the conversation comes around to politics. I've noticed a fundamental change in people's attitude. Nigerians are no longer blaming the colonial powers for our problems. Now we direct our anger at our leaders.
They know that it's wrong. They can see what's happening. They know lots of people are starving, but they want the money for themselves. They're not interested in how we live tomorrow. When they leave, our generation is going to have to clean up the mess. They're not interested in that. It's take now what you can, while you can.
I think it's such a big problem that you look at it and some people feel, well, where do you start?
You start by not taking money out of the country. And they keep embezzling money and putting them in foreign banks and saving it for the rainy day. So if you're so self-centered and you don't care about what's going on around you, how can you find solutions? The dividing line between legitimate business activity and what in anybody's language can only be called corruption is not always easy to define in modern Nigeria. Before the coup, this businessman was one of many who enjoyed a considerable degree of political patronage. It was not uncommon for influential Nigerians to have serving soldiers guarding their private homes. This Rolls-Royce is one of 2 that he owns, along with 6 other vehicles. He operates a number of factories, which, like so many others in Nigeria, depend on raw materials. But since the economy has declined, business concerns like his, which operate in planning, textiles, and the like, have found it more difficult to pay their way. But the lifestyle of those in charge hasn't changed in the slightest.
Salut. You come and allow some soft drink. I love it. I love it very much. And it's very good. It's been very good. But very, very jealous. Even if I like the whole thing.
Among this man's other assets are 2 luxury jets, which cost £1 million a year simply to maintain. Thrown in for good measure are 2 German pilots and a flight attendant. In spite of our disintegrating economy, the number of private jets among Nigerian businessmen has increased. So where has the money to finance this fantastic wealth come from? It sounds bitter, I know, but I think we should be asking these questions. After all, it's up to us Nigerians to make the economy work for all of us. Chief Asabia, Managing Director of the First Bank of Nigeria.
This economy here is 90% in Nigerian hands, and it's run by us, and we must accept responsibility for the way it runs or doesn't run. Share ownership of the major industries are all Nigerian now, or 60-65% Nigerian. Not to mention the fixed assets, which is fully Nigerian anyway. So there is no excuse for blaming anyone except Nigerians for what goes wrong.
And with our oil, neither can we excuse ourselves like some other third world countries with the fact that we're undercapitalized. Nigeria is a member of OPEC. Fly over the Niger Delta area and you will see everywhere signs of oil development, both offshore and on land. In the short space of 10 years, the country's income from oil increased 45 times. At the end of 1980, it represented over 90% of Nigeria's foreign earnings.
Well, that's enormously. I think it has been an unqualified success for Nigeria in many ways. I'm not talking about the management of resources now. I'm talking about what it has done in absolute terms. It's changed the whole place. It's changed our own image of ourselves, our image of the external world. Everything has changed around us in the last 20 years since we had oil.
Undoubtedly, oil has brought development. There are everywhere visible signs of this. Motorways, international airports, new universities. With the present world recession, the demand for oil has fallen. Nigeria's oil revenues are now less than half of what they were 4 years ago. Our politicians have used this to suggest that our economic ills are beyond our control. This is partly true, but a lot of us believe that it is much more due to gross mismanagement of the economy.
I can only quote the governor of the Bank of England during one of his visits to Nigeria. He said it is easier to manage poverty than to manage affluence. The sort of newfound wealth in oil has brought in its trail a number of social problems. We have graft and corruption, inefficiency, because money is easily made.
How easily can be seen if you drive through the plush parts of Lagos, Ikoyi and Victoria Island. Party stalwarts rewarded with even a small plot of land here are made for life.
As a banker, I couldn't possibly refuse a loan to someone who comes along and wants to build a house in Victoria Island to let to some company or some rich firm. The truth of the matter is that 3 or 4 years ago, he would have built a house for approximately 100,000 naira, 150,000 naira. He will get 50,000 naira by way of rent in a year, and he will get a minimum of 4 or 5 years rent in advance. So the first lot of payments, it's clear this, loans and advances, is paid the interest on it, and it's still, substantially in hand. You can start another house, or you can buy himself, a holiday house in Knightsbridge. This is it's typical.
And in the last many years, you often heard, before the crisis came, you often heard the government officials saying money is no object. So what happened is that the kind of discipline for planning, which was required in government, was dispensed with.
At the Abara Industrial Estate, just outside Lagos, you see what this has meant for industry in increased production costs. The Metal Box Toyo Glass Company is in the business of making bottles for beer and soft drinks. To be able to operate, it has had to set up its own radio link because of the inadequacy of our public telephone system. To generate electricity, it has had to build its own power station and also install its own water supply. The international implications of this are explained by the company's chairman, Chief Chris Ogubanja.
Deriving from this is the fact that we're never going to be able to produce as cheaply as those people who produce the same products overseas.
Chief Asabia indicates another problem with this.
This is the kind of economy which is you're going to be better off trading than in producing anything, unfortunately. For example, if you have to set up trade importing rice or importing frozen chicken about a year ago, you will do much better than somebody who tries to grow chicken or grow rice in the back of his compound. People are not stupid. He's not going to try to grow it if he can make more money, by importing it.
In order to check this trend and so help local industry, like the Metal Box Toyo Glass Company, the government drastically restricted the granting of import licenses. But it backfired.
Why? Partly because licenses are sometimes given to people who have no connection with the trade.
Most Nigerians are aware of this. It is not only the subject of press attention and party gossip, but also a popular subject of satirical drama.
I want to make it bigger, robust.
Here at the Peck Theatre in Lagos, there's a rehearsal of a new play that explains the problems a businessman suffers when he tries to obtain an import license.
Have you been to the ministry lately?
I have several times. But the minister keeps referring me to the permanent secretary, who keeps referring me to the task force in charge of import licenses, who keeps asking me to come back every week. Yes, come in.
Are you Chief Ayoko of Ayoko Motors?
Yes, I am.
Excuse me.
They told me at the ministry about you.
Yes.
I have an import license for 1,000 cars.
1,000 cars?
Yes. And it could be yours if you can pay the right price.
But don't you want to use it yourself?
Emike, I am not a car dealer.
Then how did you get it? And I could.
The right connection and the right party card.
I have got the right connections too.
But you haven't got what I have got to give.
How much do you want for your license?
1,000 naira for every car.
That will be 1 million naira.
Maybe you can add it to the price of your car. Anyway, here's my card.
Gee, now, wow, what was that I heard? You heard what you heard, my brother. Bottom power right from the top.
The trouble is that this system of making cheap money has become a way of life for some of our government officials.
Some people believe that it is their entitlement. This is all what government is all about. And until we can get them to appreciate that that is not the way to run a society which is built on order and good government, then we're going to be faced with the danger of the society revolting against this.
Since the oil boom, the government has received vast sums of money, and it has spent it, not always wisely or even honestly. Look at our new federal capital at Abuja. It was a bold concept done with the best of intentions. The idea was to build a well-planned city in the center of the country, not only to relieve the congestion of Lagos down on the coast, but also to foster unity among Nigeria's many diverse ethnic groups. But reality has fallen short of the dream, even with so much money spent. Dr. Binani, Abuja's supervising architect, acknowledges this.
I think as of today, the environment to FCDA is about 1.3 billion.
1.3 billion has been put in here. It does not show.
Abuja was planned. The implementation has not followed the line of planning. I don't think in that respect, I think we have not fully learned. It is not a question of who does it, it's a question of who does it where. We haven't done it well. But it's a gigantic project. Moving a capital is not an easy task.
Many architects involved in the Abuja project have become frustrated by the way government officials have awarded contracts to the wrong people. There's particularly been corruption in the granting of mobilization fees. This is money advanced to a contractor to enable him to buy materials.
And a number of, responsible contractors just use this in a sensible kind of way to mobilize, to purchase equipment and material and so forth in advance of getting started. But it has since fallen into disrepute because a great many contractors of the, not so good category have simply not spent the money on the project. It's spending on something entirely different.
A thing taken up in the new Peck Theatre Bay.
Ah, Mr. Festus, you are here. What's the decision? Well, a 25% mobilization fee was approved along with the contract. Thank God, at long last. Thank God for nothing. There is no money to pay you mobilization fee.
Look, my friend, what's your soul? Which one you date? Why are you trying to be difficult?
What do you need mobilization fee for anyway?
Oh, to mobilize, to buy the bulldozers, the graders, and all the necessary equipment.
But you are supposed to have those already. You said so in your application form.
Application and what I put on for a mere formality, you know that. Why? The Germans, the Italians, the French, the British, all these people come here, you give them mobilization fee. Why don't you want to give me too? Is it because I'm in Nigeria?
Look, you people expect government to finance your project for you, whereas government does not share your profit.
Government is not complaining.
I am complaining.
Why should you complain? Is it your money?
Is it yours?
Then what's your problem?
I have no problem. You are the person who wants mobilization fee. That's your problem. So you have to find a way of solving it.
Oh, I just remembered something.
What?
The 5% inducement fee to speed up the release of the money.
Don't cheat. It's 10% payable in foreign currency, and you know it. That's what the foreigners pay.
That's 250,000 naira.
Well, you have a 10 million naira contract. Take it or leave it.
All right. It's a deal.
Good.
Seize account.
London account. Now let's get on to business.
Nigeria now has a reputation in international business circles of being a place where, in order to get things done, you have to offer bribes. It is not an undeserved reputation, but one I think foreign firms have helped perpetuate. It may be difficult to avoid, but their collusion in these corrupt practices certainly hasn't helped Nigeria. I'm sometimes embarrassed when I think of how the foreign visitor, cocooned in our extremely expensive hotels, must see my country. I wonder if you can ever experience the Nigeria I know and love. I live in Suriname. It's an area that's neither plush nor poor. Here people know each other, greet each other, and have time for each other. It's a place where I can relax and be myself. You see, Lagos has become a hot place light these days, suffering from the stresses you associate with cities like New York. Exciting, perhaps, but not conducive to easy living. For the ordinary person trying to set up a business in Nigeria, it's a hustle all the way. There's an incredible pressure to play along with the system. Otherwise, things can take 20 times longer or become impossible. Tina and I encounter this. We've just set up a fashion boutique, our first business venture, and we know how difficult it is if you decide to do it without a godfather, someone with the right connections and the right party card.
Also, pick up the orange.
Oil wealth has concentrated patronage in the hands of government, which of course means the party in power. Since this represents in the minds of most Nigerians a certain section of the country, in this case the north, some people feel they're losing out.
They draw waters up country from the rivers. The Aborigines upon the banks are left dry in their tenements. Engines upon rigs ulcerate the soil. The Aborigines upon the banks may not have their settlements renewed. They cannot even sleep, for flares above woods and waters have so banished their nights. The Aborigines, who generations ago kept strangers at bay, can only now keep wake for their rights. The rights the majority upcountry have taken away in the name of one country to turn waste regions into garden cities.
A recent poem by poet and playwright J.P. Clark. He comes from the Niger Delta, one of the oil-producing areas of the country, and he knows well the impact of oil exploration on the lives of his people. They feel that they are no longer in control of things, nor do they benefit from oil money.
They don't have water, good water to drink, good medical service, no good schools around, no good roads, you'll see it all around in the general poverty. And they know it, they cry, they're hungry. I won't get the feeling, in fact, that those who have political power are daring the people to do their worst. But government is far away from these people. And you can look around you, you'll find that, everything has been packed away and nothing put back. Now we have to rely on ice fish, because rivers are dead. They're dead now, from pollution arising from the oil industry.
Well, how deep is this resentment?
Well, sometimes the resentment is so deep that sometimes they wish the oil hadn't been discovered.
Today in Nigeria, divisions are increasingly on the basis of class between those who have and those who have not. But there's no escaping the fact that there's still deep tribal tensions in our country. It's something we don't like to admit, according to Nigeria's greatest novelist, Chinua Achebe.
We have camouflaged it because we are very good at this. We are very critical. So we don't talk about tribalism as much as we did in the 60s. But we only talk about federal character. We only talk about a catchment area. These are all phrases which sound to us better than tribalism.
What do you think would it take to change that around?
I always return to the man at the top. I think if the man at the top turned his back on tribalism in a real sense, not in political rhetoric, but in his action, then people will see its example. It's because the concept of Nigeria has not really taken root. We talk about it glibly. It's just a concept in the textbook. And what is important is your home village, or your tribe, or your family, or your friends.
I understand that. Although my work requires me to live in Lagos, this is my real home, Arundizor, my little corner of the world. Part of me will always remain here. These are my people. My life is linked with theirs. It gives me a sense of security to know that I'm always welcome here. But my home is now threatened. Recently, we've had to move my father's grave and pull down the family house because the federal highway is going through my village. Not that people here are opposed to roads. Of course we need them. But do we need a federal highway as much as we need health centers, schools, and clean water? Things will never be the same again. My uncle, who's dead now, was married to 4 wives. And according to our tradition, they are also married to me, since I'm a member of the family. so I can expect a lot of pampering when I come home. Often I threaten to sack them all if they don't behave. On the other hand, they can come to me with their problems, and often this has to do with money. I'm expected to help out. This family pressure is familiar to so many Nigerians who move to the cities, as we see in another scene from the Peck Theatre production.
Here's the telegram for you.
Obligations are not just to the immediate family, but extend to aunts, uncles, cousins, and even remote kinsmen.
What is it?
And the dollar is ill. They want me to send 350 naira home.
So? And what about Tolu's school fees? You promised to give it to me today.
This is more urgent. Your brother's school fees can wait.
No, it can't wait. It's only 150 naira. Please let me have it.
Try to be reasonable.
I said no. He promised to give it to me today, and besides, the boy may lose his chance for sitting for his GCE if he doesn't pay up by tomorrow. You know that?
We can talk to the principal and explain.
Look, today, if you know you're not going to pay, just let me know. Then I will know your family comes first, and mine is important.
You know that.
Already, your nephew John is waiting for you in the other room. John, your uncle is home.
What do you want here?
Now, John, I come find uncle. Papa said I stay with you for some time.
You think it's easy to find jobs in Lagos?
Papa say he go help me care. After a big man.
You people will rather willing house to beg.
That was the matter. He says to remind you that the house rent is overdue. 250 naira.
The obligation to help a kinsman to take care of one's people is a real problem for us, particularly when it comes to employment.
A great many people have jobs that they cannot do. They don't even begin to understand them. They're in those jobs because they happen to come from a particular part of the country. It's a good thing to have geographical spread, to have representation, but it is not helpful to the country. For the people you're concerned, if they can't perform.
We seem always to opt for the compromise candidate, not the best. We know we have 3, 4, 5 good people, but the 6th somehow is the one everybody says, let him do it, because we don't want to trust. We don't want to trust. C comes from the wrong place. D is all kinds of reasons. So we end up with the 5th 11. We play our league matches with the 5th 11, and so we never win.
Consider a public utility like electricity. Lack of cash and growth in demand only partly explains why Nigerians are regularly cast into darkness.
Well, more money won't give you light, see, unless you have people who are competent, who are efficient to run the utilities. I think we have simply installed a regime of mediocrity.
Nigeria Airways Domestic Service is an example of this. In most parts of the world, when you're given your boarding pass, you can expect to get on your plane. Not in Nigeria. Here, if you're smart, you immediately try to find a plane you're supposed to board and slip out before the others do, and the stampede begins. The only problem is that you're likely as not to get to the wrong plane. So suddenly, you're all running in a different direction, with the young and the fast-footed leaving the old, the fat, and those with babies on their backs behind.
Why
You know you've made it only when you're safely on board.
Stop! Come here. Come here. Where are you from? Where are you from? From where?
I'm from Lagos.
Lagos?
Oh, yes.
What is your duty?
Perhaps the most despised of our public services is the customs. Here, officials can become rich overnight, which is why, according to one report, it attracts so many university graduates.
Come here! Come on! Come here! Come here! Come here!
Such behavior by petty officials in uniform is not peculiar to Nigeria. What I found peculiar was their not caring what they did in front of our cameras. A group of people are caught smuggling apples, and this patrol goes into a frenzy. I wonder what would have happened if they found something really big. Customs have been the subject of a number of hard-hitting articles in the press. One of our dailies, Punch, recently accused officials of selling the more lucrative jobs to the highest bidder. Customs Public Relations Officer, Mr. Innocent Okoye, was asked whether this was true.
Thank you very much for that question. I would like to give you a joiner to that publication. You notice that undue emphasis has been placed on anti-smuggling aspect of our job by the press to the detriment of our main duty, which is revenue collection. For the past 3 years,
the customs and excise revenue has been on increase. For instance, I would like to mention you this figure for the close of this interview. In 1980, we collected 1.7 billion. 1981, 2.3 billion. 1982, 2.4 billion.
Which doesn't seem to prevent smuggled goods from being sold openly in the streets. In fact, these traders told me they regularly have to pay off officials in order to stay in business. Not that some of them have no choice. Nigeria, like the rest of the third world, has experienced the exodus from village to city, and people once there hustling and living as best they can. But Nigeria is a rich country, rich in both human and natural resources. So why do people leave the villages? This village is in the once prosperous cocoa-growing area near the town of Abeokuta. A few years ago, there were over 200 men of working age here. This man has 6 sons. In the past, it would have been customary for at least some of them to have stayed to help him on the land. It's all part of our present predicament. With oil, there was suddenly so much money in circulation, most of it to be earned in the towns. Farms were neglected, villages abandoned, and those who remained were mainly the old, infirm, or very young. Successive governments, aware of the danger of this neglect in what is still a predominantly agricultural country, initiated one big ambitious scheme after another, culminating in the Shagari government's Green Revolution.
My answer to that is that Green Revolution has given us a lot of food for thought, but hardly any food for our stomach. I mean, it is just another incredible example of mismanagement. Who is in that Green Revolution? Political bosses who don't know yam from cassava, who don't know maize from millet. Go and look at the people who are on it. It's all a way to give money to party supporters.
One of the most prestigious schemes of the Nigerian Green Revolution is the River Basin Development Project. The idea is to harness our rivers to a network of canals to carry water to newly cultivated land.
Those big projects like the River Basin System contribute in total a small proportion to the total requirements and total production of the country. In other words, they represent only the tip of the iceberg. The base of the iceberg consists of the peasant farmers. Secondly, even the little bit they contribute, the cost is very high.
One reason the cost is very high is the disproportionate amount of money spent on administrators in their offices rather than the peasants in the field. When I once covered this subject for television, I found that one official scheme on which large sums of money have been spent didn't even exist at all, except as a statistic on the report. This is how so much of our oil money has been spent, on squandering, embezzlement and neglect. And now with the oil recession, its effect is really being felt, not so much by those with their overseas bank accounts, but by the poor.
People on top everywhere tend to be blinded, and in Nigeria, this is unbelievable. I believe they don't even know the country. It's so easy to become insensitive because such suffering is always in a corner. But if you are in Lagos and you're escorted by outriders and all the days of your life, you don't see these things. And if anybody mentions them, you think he's an enemy. He's a troublemaker.
All this that you're seeing and all the views that you've heard were recorded before the recent coup. A coup that many see as simply a preemptive one by senior officers to head off a more violent action by younger, probably more radical elements in the army and elsewhere.
The people in this country now realize that our leaders only fight for their pockets, not to the welfare of the poor masses.
As an ex-soldier, what do you plan to do about this?
I've got some people of my kind of idea and belief that we have to gather ourselves together and we have to react. I mean, a kind of revolution.
Now, my fear about that is that something beginning cannot be guaranteed. Some mindless person could take it over, and then you'll be in an Idi Amin situation. I don't want that kind of change, and this is why we ought to fight to bring about rational change through democratic processes. I think we shouldn't give up on this. I have to keep hoping, being optimistic about Nigeria, because there is no alternative.
Would you ever leave this country?
No, Never. This is where God, in His infinite wisdom, planted me, and this is where I intend to live. I'll travel and come back, but I don't think one has the right even to go somewhere else where somebody else has cleaned up. I think this is where the work is, and this is where I shall be.
Before making this film, I felt like moving to some other African country. I don't feel that way now. For the moment, at least, there's a sense of hope in Nigeria. How long that would last, I don't know. This country, like the rest of Africa, only so recently in charge of its own affairs, is still finding its way. It's easy to forget that we're trying to do in a matter of decades what it took the Western world centuries to do. But perhaps at the moment we're not doing it so well, but at least we're doing it ourselves. And as you can see, not without the ability to recognize some of our shortcomings. The fact that this film was made at all says something for Nigeria. Perhaps it may have seemed too critical in its assessment, but when I go down to Bar Beach, the one place in Lagos where the rich and poor alike mix and come together, and I talk with people, I know many Nigerians share my feelings of confusion and uncertainty about the way things have turned out since our independence. But we hope that this military government can change this, and that once they've done what has to be done, will not forget that ultimately it is democracy, our sort of democracy perhaps, that we want, and that is what we'll demand. We're very persistent, argumentative, and determined people, and we'll get it, one way or another. Then perhaps my song, our song, will be a happier one than the one I sing now.
Seem to have lost my way, never see another day, never be alone out of the dreams. Dreams of love and rivers, dreams of love and roses, dreams of land and sea. Look around at empty faces, smiling at empty faces, thinking should I go or should I stay? Don't know what I lost, don't know what I found, don't know anything anymore. Someone show me the way, tell me it's gonna be alright. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, Shades of wasted nights, come back to you. In the morning light, shades of wasted nights, you as the time, yes. Shades of wasted nights, come back to you.
Welcome, everybody. Oh, now, welcome. Welcome, Soji. I see you, Mr. Soji. Oga Soji. Welcome. Oh. Yeah, it was 1984. I just to make I bring this video for here. You know, it was one of my brothers that shared it with me. Actually, shared it with me. I was like, wow, I've never seen this before. And it just kind of, I don't know, the problems they were discussing, the problems they had back then is exactly what we're going through 42 years after. It's wild to me that We've been on this table. Corruption. They were complaining about corruption, about a few people stealing the money and hoarding it to themselves. You saw videos of, these so-called big men with massive houses. Imagine somebody servicing their private jet for how much pounds? Some £1 million. It is wild. So that means, see, so I'm right now. I said we don't have any heroes past. And when I said it somewhere, some people were, it was rough, it was annoying, it was roughly some feathers. I said we don't get heroes past. Most of them are there for their own selfish reasons. If we had any heroes past, we will clearly see it. It will be visible in the whole nation. It will. You understand? So, I don't know. I watched the documentary myself. I can't say, wow. The same complaint. It never changed. 40 years after, 40 something years after. It never changed. This time when Buhari they overthrow Shagari. I don't know whether Buhari and the go overthrow Shagari. I don't even remember again. See complain. See since even when you go market, people they complain, say Gari na 1 naira. Una dey hear wetin I dey talk. Gari, then they complain for village, say Gari na 1 naira. See where they show Niger Delta. See the word. It was even pleasant to decide to one's eyesight. Not now when the thing don't turn upside down. Ha! Omo. I say no. I think we need to watch this and come back and come and talk about it. That's why I brought it here. It's just gotten worse and worse. 1980s is even better than now. We are in big old 2026. 1980s. Even when I was growing up, I knew it was rough. It was rough. Maybe we used sawdust to cook because there was no kerosene. People could not drive anywhere because there was no petrol. That was when they imposed sanctions on us during Abacha's time and the rest of them, right? I know, at least even it was bad then. So, but guess what? It has even gotten worse. There was never a time it was good. But you know what? We know they give up. Now who give up, now lose. The fact say don't bad for over how many years, not me say me we give up. Me we come fold hand, they look, make the whole thing just kukuma destroy. Nah. The reason why I bring the video for us now, so that we go know where they come from, so that we go hear those that came before us. Now you can no be that too. You see how she fine, beautiful woman. This woman don't they fight for good Nigeria since 19 Gorogodo. Till she buy on top of stage. We not get excuse, oh. We not get excuse. So for all those who when they talk, so I don't like Peter Obi has to be jigim. Now I understand why he's having the approach he's having. A lot of us will never understand it. It's okay. We don't have to understand it. As long as we deliver that country, that's all I care about. That is all I care about. No wonder the man approach different. No wonder the man say, lie. I'm not going to allow anybody buy anybody for my neck, for my sake. Nah, it's not going to happen. We go the proper and the right way. I not blame him. Even though sometimes myself, I don't get frustrated with the method, but I not blame him. Again, I can never. All the people, when they take them by force, nothing to show for it. All the people, when they don't become dictatorship for that country, nothing to show for it. All they do is just come, line their pocket. See when they were talking about contracts, government contracts. The man that you are going to meet for government contract will tell you, say you need to pay 10% before they give you the contract. In some instances, now who they know they go give, not be who qualified to do the contract. You see, not be who even qualified to do the contract, now who they know. In some cases, bottom power. Now see now for the short drama, the short on-stage drama when they show. Now who they know. That is how they effectively destroyed Nigeria. See, even local air flights. See as people they run. People, great grandfathers, go there among those people that they run. You they run towards the aircraft when you go carry you. Not even sure which one. You have to make sure which one. Maybe you not go enter wrong plane. Good. Nigeria. Hey, we don't have a. We do not have an excuse. We cannot. We dare not give up. We dare not. Now who fold hand? Sit down. Now you lose. If you snooze, you lose. Now be this one. We must continue to fight. This is not what we want to leave to people that are coming up. The young ones now, they don't even have any direction because the leaders are corrupt. Imagine as a diaspora that they give you 500 pounds, 300 pounds to come out and do on your mandate I will stand. And you are outside of Nigeria. That is the height of it. London people, that is the height. That they pay on a 300, 200. Oga Soji, I hope you did not go and stand on the mandate. Abi, did they give you money? How much did you collect? They collected 200, 300 to go and do on your mandate that we stand. What a mess. What a travesty. Outside of the country where things are working, you are paying people to come and do on your mandate you will stand. I hear that they want to pay Canadians. They offer 1,000. I could play the video for now. And they wait for them to come to America. Make us see which side that they come. Because I know definitely, unless I don't know, we go mobilize, go there. Are you serious? You leave a country that is not functioning to go to a country that is functioning. This is why for me, I support Kemi. I want Kemi to become I want her to become prime minister. I'm rooting for Kemi. I am seriously rooting for her. Because Kemi go deport a lot of people back to Nigeria, and I'm here for it. Let them go and stand on the mandates. They forget about their people that are suffering in Nigeria to go and stand on the mandate in a foreign land. Wicked people. He was Africa show. You miss. You forgot collect. He was offering as much as people were even getting. If you are part of the City Boy movement, you're supposed to be part of the City Boy movement now. Oga Soji, you be big guy. You be big guy now. You be big boy of London. You supposed to stay there now. They're supposed to give you gold-plated iPhone. Now you supposed get. Because they share and give their city boys. Before they among those who collect the gold-plated iPhone. If you call a shine teeth for us now, when you reach here, you now be speaking English for us. You'll be saying, actually, with that's your British accent. You can't explain. No evidence to us. We forgot you, Sha. What a shame. What an embarrassment. London people fall my hand. You come out for your country, come another person country, they do on your mandate, you will stand, you will collapse. Sid, welcome. Kemi Badnoch will be I am rooting for her badly. Let Kemi, I don't root for that woman since. Me, I like Kemi Badnoch. If you people like, you people hate her, it no concern me. I love what she's doing. I am rooting for her. I want her to become the prime minister of prime minister. I'm telling you, I am rooting seriously for her because I know she will do bebe. She will deport a lot of these MFs in Britain. Let them go and stand on their mandate in Nigeria. Let them go and live and enjoy it. You collect your own from Kemi. Will never give you a dime. Kemi is not that kind of girl. Me, I know. I trust my Kemi. Kemi will not give you a she, you know, will in fact, she will embarrass you. Kemi, when they talk fast, you know, say the woman know they take rubbish. She detests Nigeria and Nigerians. You not care, he go deal with every one of those people. I'm telling you. I wish people feel know the faces of those people. They're supposed to write to the embassy, me they deport them, but they know we deport because British said that they cozy up to Nigeria because they look for, you know, say your Tinubu don't sell una steel to UK, and they don't give una port. More than not to say they want modernize and for now, it's for their purpose. Because why? America Trump they deal with Europeans. So British, they cozy up to Nigeria. And I make the lay red carpet out for Tinubu. Other European countries are coming into Nigeria to come and cozy up because Trump, they deal with them. We know what's going on. He has sold out. Tinubu ready to sell the whole Nigeria to a colonial masters. When they say house nigger, that be that man. That Tinubu be house negro, proper house negro. That be. He will sell everything sellable. If by mistake 2027 sure for this guy, forget. He will sell everything. Forget Nigeria as you know it. The guy is a house negro, the proper one. When they call for you, coon, serious coon. I bet you the reason why that man still enter from back, steal the mandate from Peter Obi, now because he too, he has colonial mentality and he rate to Igbo people. He put them on the pedestal of God. They be their God. They be gods. Only in France, they manage una tax. Britain won't come collect una steel, collect una seaport. Anyway, na Lagos you go collect too. For those of you crying in the Niger Delta that they've abandoned you people, I will say you people should all keep quiet and let them do whatever they are doing. Let them carry Lagos. Only one of the seaport, don't be they say China don't lease for how many years? When Tinubu lease out to China for how many years? That one they ground. She's gonna win. She has a lot of clue. Oga Soji, she will win with a landslide. We get people for London now. She will win with a landslide. We dey her back. Yeah, I support her before. You know, when they discover say they get a nuclear weapon underground, they build them swiftly. It was say no more that they tank America. And so we're supposed to be. We're supposed to thank the orange man. We don't know where that man they save una from. More than they do Pan-Africanism when we not get anything to show for. Pan-African, Pan-Africa, my left leg, my left toe. Pan-African is one and not getting anything to show for her. Your women are being trafficked. Your society is vulnerable. Now not everything are not fit show for her. Now but they do Pan-Africanism. Why you not help anybody? Nothing to show for it. Nothing. I beg you. Anyway, my people. Nigerians must please wake up because we are heading towards complete open air slavery. See, open air slavery. That's what Nigeria is heading towards. And you know, all these so-called fake elites in Nigeria, fake ones, you know, they've already paid them off. Those ones don't get their money for pocket, so they don't care. That's why they are all standing on the mandate. But they don't know it's a revolving door. We don't know who it go hit next. That's the thing. Even if they say not go hit them, guess what? They're not going to escape death. That's the finality. All the fake elites we get for Nigeria, greedy bastards, all of them. Not one of them get any reasoning capacity. Selfish MFs, greedy bastards. Gluttonous. They go eat for front, eat for back, nothing to show for their life. They are as poor as the poorest Nigerian. I beg. You go check that one sure. Constitution go just become T-Pain. T-Pain go become full constitution. Go become the law, the judge, the jury. Now so it go be. It go become the law enforcement. Anybody when go turn to Korea. Nigeria go turn to Korea. I'm telling you. You see all the Nigerian elites, the so-called fake elites when I get for Nigeria, because not get any elites. All the elites when I get, they are all greedy bastards. All of them, none of them, they stand. They say, no, we can't allow this. Meanwhile, now the same people they use take climb. You see, people don't have elites, so when people are talking about elites, please don't talk. Just remove your hands. Don't even mention elites, I beg. We have better people, they talk about their own elite, more than not talk put. Because now disgrace and shame, now you go follow. You see why they're not ready to now? This is why. Imagine this small history now when we listen to. Foreigners go come, take advantage. Britain, they consider that they shine their teeth, they smile like he goat. They lay red carpet for it, they smile. Jollof rice, they laugh, he say, yeah. You mentioned jollof rice, he head they swear, God forbid, hey, God forbid. The man they hold in hand, the claim say he's senior that man, no. How old is Charles? King Charles? Charlie? How old is Charlie? Charlie is 77, Abi. T-Pain claim say he be 74. But 77-year-old man, they owe 74. He not even feel waka. He almost fell down, walking towards the number 10 Downing Street, that they call her. He almost fall down, hit his head for ground. Nigerians, more na know wetin they do. More na know wetin they do. Because I know say Tinubu dey panic. He himself not sure how he go play out for her. Make a welcome, He's not sure how he go play out. He himself is not sure. He's not sure of what's going to happen. So he's afraid. So notice, notice. In fact, let me bring a video here, actually. You get one video like that. Make I see. Tracy share one video with me. Let me pull that video up. Where is it? Tracy, thank you. I know say Tracy go don't sleep, so. But thank you. Okay.
Yoruba, implementing policy in Yoruba, and nobody can.
Hold on 1 second. I got to start all over. Oh, sorry, I wasn't sure. Sorry. Hold on 1 second. I thought I was showing my video. I don't know if not only me they talk. I'm telling you, 10 Down syndrome. Walai.
So if they decide, they can just go and have a meeting and they will be speaking Yoruba, taking minutes in Yoruba, implementing policy.
Sorry. Okay.
This is Yoruba. And nobody can say anything. Because as far as I'm concerned, Tinubu has conquered Nigeria. If not, why are we concentrating? That's why right from the onset, have stated unequivocally that we should not, under any circumstances, allow this thing to be happening like this. You see, a lot of issues, central bank, most of this have been dismantled from here, taken to Lagos, customs dismantled, taken to Lagos. So many things have been, under the cover of darkness, being removed from Abuja back to Lagos. So I don't know whether there's any agenda that presupposes, because if you look at what has been spent on Lagos alone under this administration, it is on trillions upon trillions upon trillions of naira. While other states of the federation, there are some states that unfortunately have not been able to get even one good road. I can tell you for free, the Adamawa state, if you see, water has been cutting off the roads and what have you, of which I'm talking based on experience from my state. Nothing is happening there, nothing at all. No federal project, nothing. But concentration in terms of development is on one state. Now, we have so many ports. If you look at, as I stated, Calabar, there's Port Harcourt. Now, to give the Southern a sense of belonging, I strongly believe, like the Southeast, that is the hotbed of manufacturing, the hotbed of trade and commerce, should have been able to get one port in Port Harcourt, which could be nearer to the Southeast, which is a gateway for economic recovery, economic emancipation, and then economic wherewithal for the benefit of Nigeria. But unfortunately, they have to now, with the modernization of the port, go to Lagos. Now, there is need for us to have the expansion of these ports in Port Harcourt and Calabar, so that at least we have that national reflection. As Nigerians, this democracy is for everybody. It's not for the Southwest. Southwest alone cannot produce this president, I can tell you.
So, Dr. Modibo, this brings me to my next question concerning accountability and transparency. I mean, we're talking about public funds here, and Nigerians, will be the one to, pay this amount. So do you think that full details of the agreement should be made public so that Nigerians will be aware that, this is the agreement, this is how clear it is, the monies that will be put in, the monies that will be spent, because we're talking about public funds here. So accountability and transparency needs to come first.
You see, I've followed, the threshold of the discussions. I followed it critically. I watch on television. I've been glued. I watched what has happened. All the things that have been happening. It's so sad that you carry this kind of people, 137. Look at the vandalism of the economy. You take them to London. Some have don't have anything to do with. Some have even gone there. They have not done anything. It's only to start clapping. When the president comes, they'll line up and start shaking hands. That is all. Have we been able to look critically at other areas of importance? Because to me, this deal, Muna, is just a one-way this thing. So does it mean that, look, the Minister of Finance and Minister of Foreign Affairs or Minister of Economy could have done this at a bilateral level with the ministers in this thing? I strongly believe we would have looked elsewhere, like China. China could have even offered us, or Asian countries, they could have even offered us more beneficial projects of this magnitude at a lesser cost. But we've gone to London, we've gone to Britain. Britain welcomed us because they knew they had an interest. And most of this, if you look at the details of this project, it is mainly beneficial to them. It's about 70 or 80 to 30. This alone, it's not even something that has to do with that. You see, to me, Nigeria has critical problems, and our problem is not even that of the ports, as far as I'm concerned. For now, the ports could be okay. It could be modernized. It could be, expanded. But what are the fundamental silent issues that has to do with governance, that has to do with security? I could see a lot of these people, they were in that chat, that horse is driven chat, They were waving, smiling, as if nothing is happening in Nigeria when we had tragedy. With some clowns, coupon clippers, and other this thing, who are hired to line up to say, oh, your mandate will start. When they're talking about your mandate will start, whose mandate? And what are they talking about? Because as far as we're concerned, they've not been able to look at Nigeria's issue critically. They should have been able to monitor they know about what is happening in Nigeria. They should have been able to look dispassionate and tell Mr. President the truth.
They can't tell him jack. The man don't blind. In fact, the kind of money where they chop now, he not consigned them. They not they see. Now the kind of demonic money when we say they go chop, their heart go black. They no go get thinking faculty. Their brain go they shut down. Now that kind of money now they chop. You say me they think. These people they are zombies, man. What are you talking about? Eh? Zombies. Anyway, I want to play, give another 1 or 2 videos. May I not save 2? May I not just say 2 because I have a couple videos, but I will only do as much as I can for today. But there's another video I want to show you guys. If you don't want to add to the conversation, if you tell me, I share link. Otherwise, I move on because I don't want to take for you. If I share link, then I hear and I go talk. And I no go want come out again. Let's see. When I know vessel, I dey chew gum. I hope say not the border on now. I hope say not they hear me the chew shaft. Because that's kind of rude. It's kind of rude. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay.
This class this morning, DTM get a critical point. I don't know where it's late. Wake up or say, if they look at something, the aggression of APC, the way they are strategizing, moving aggressively, up or not say they don't already get more than 30 governors. And it is said to say they go win this election. Why are you working hard like this again? When all the horse favor you, it be like say this is no longer about 2027. It be like say this year is beyond 2027. See, is it that somebody is thinking of Totem or China kind of system or North Korea kind of system? Now Twitter and Siamo come and see the comments. So people talk say, they don't give us script. Others said, this one to discourage opposition. So people said, we've already seen it. Even few people don't say, this man will add over so many things that they talk. Okay? Now here I say, now the video with this. So for this class, going to look at everything. Going to look at what the video talk, the reactions, and waiting motivate me because me, I get different opinion. Remember, the topic is about the aggression. Why is APC so aggressive? Upon not say many governors do the cap won't define the purpose of the aggression. For BDM, the reason for the aggression is because of Totem, lifetime presidency beyond 2027. For me, I get different theory for this class. Hope you are ready. Hope you listen to BDM.
All right, so what I'm about to say now about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and APC may likely not make sense to a lot of you people, but you see, to me, I've calculated a lot of things, and this is the only thing that makes sense to me right now. With the way APC are currently campaigning, with the amount of people with the amount of governors that have already become to APC, with the way they still intensify in their campaign, you saw what they went to do in London. You saw what they have been doing, sharing rice, with the whole governor. 31 governors out of 35 governors are with APC. That's like a guarantee. That's a very big guarantee for 2027 election. And most of the people in the House of Assemblies, they are APCs. With all of this, it's a guarantee that this man will get 2027 because all they have to do, all these governors, is just for them to rig each state for him. And that's all. Now, with my calculation, I don't think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is preparing for 2027. I think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is preparing for 2032. I don't think this campaign is about 2027 anymore. I think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu wants to go for a top 10. It may not make sense now, but with all of this calculation,
All governors, 31 out of 35 are with you, and you're still campaigning heavily like this. Honestly, if this man scales through, maybe by chance, we don't know what will happen tomorrow. 2027 will be in last. But let's say he scaled through. It's looking like this man wants to go for a little time. Because think about it. If everybody, because he's pursuing the one-party system now. And when he pursues the one-party system, when 98% don't the APC, because as of now, 31 governors, that is already 97%. So if all these governors are with him, he's already pushing for a one-party system. You see everywhere on your mandate. That is somebody that has a bigger plan. All that in 2027. Think about it. When you go for a one-party system, then all you have to do is to gather everybody and they amend the constitution to your favor. Think about it. Don't say they cannot do anything to the constitution. Now men make these laws, now men will still change them. Maybe I'm overthinking. I might be wrong. But to me, what these people are doing now does not look like a plan for 2027. It looks like a plan for beyond 2027. Somebody said Obasanjo couldn't do it. Tinubu will not do it, because I told one of my friends, he said Obasanjo couldn't do it. I said, bro, that was them. That time politicians, they get prestige, they get pride, they know what opposition is. Now, if you get problem, one politician, don't go and join NPC. They always switch to the winning team. Everybody won't go get their money. So as of today, it won't be like that anymore. Politics don't spoil. Again, if this man, so far so good, is not looking like he has an opposition when it comes to the governors. Senate President David, everybody did. And this guy, they appoints chief of army staff, chief of defense, Attorney General, Chief Justice of the Federation. Man. I say it could be like North Korea and China. The way these people they go, maybe I do think, but bro, you see those places, they just don't want to oppose. Like for China now, you want Xi Jinping, are you mad? Xi Jinping, you say you want to oppose Xi Jinping, or North Korea, or Russia. The way they go, Tinubu might later end up being in his own opposition. The way they go. I don't know. I might be overthinking. Maybe. Let me start overthinking. Maybe I don't because lately I never sleep and I do work and all that. Maybe not because I don't sleep well and all. I think my head don't full. Maybe. And also we don't know what might happen. 2027. Maybe they are scared of something. Okay. Maybe they are scared of something might happen in 2027. That's why they are trying to buy everybody. But I started thinking about it that way. Especially with this 31 governors out of 35 governors, and I might say 31, 32, including PK, because PK is just there looking like it's not with them, today it's with them, he's claiming PDP, but all the things he does it for the favor of the president, who is APC, I'm overthinking. Let's put it that overthinking, Very dark overthinking, maybe.
You don't hear that. So now we see some of the reactions. Like this person, he said, I have said it before, I am saying it again, that Tinubu has already won 2027 election. There is no opposition in Nigeria. When I read this, my question is, but how will he win? Let's concentrate on the how. I am not saying no, but how. This one said, APC have never won election in Nigeria. It has always been a manipulation of figures by INEC and his body. With everything in their power, it is a shop banker for them. Now like this, now be the how. For me, this is the how, okay? The next one, this one said, bad guys. He cleverly planted the idea in Nigeria's mind that Tinubu has already won 2027. No need to campaign or vote. He messed with their heads, switch off the ring lights, and kill the momentum. Chai! He couldn't even say one strong word to encourage them. This one is asking for encouragement, okay? This one said, DDM, where are you taking us to? With this idea, what did they stop? Now, we'll see where DDM, they try to carry us to, looking at what did they go on. Me, I will tell you what I think, okay? DDM's observation from that video, according to him, that is his central observation, APC is already extremely dominant. Yet, they are still pushing aggressively, like they don't have enough. What did they point to? 30 plus governors, they don't already align with APC. Majority control in state assemblies, even national assembly, strong federal control, continuous campaign, even abroad. They went to the UK, see the campaign. When campaign never will start, INEC never give go ahead. Grassroots actions like rice distribution. What is this? Then he asked the key question: if you already have this level of control, why are you still pushing this hard? Now, here the question day. Now, here we're trying to answer. Why they still they press hard like this? Gideon's conclusion for why they are still pushing hard. From his calculation, he arrives at something deeper. What be that? This is not preparation for 2027. It is preparation beyond 2027. He warned. His suggestions, possible movement towards one-party system. Once that happens, constitution can be influenced, which opens the door for a third term in 2032. His logic: gather everyone, remove opposition strength, control structure, then adjust the system. He even compares the direction to China, Russia, North Korea, but importantly, he still leaves room for doubt. Say, maybe I am overthinking. Because BDM believes in the overthink. I won't enter the other side. I won't overthink. I will try to overthink, to approach it from a different perspective. Why the aggression? Is it because of 2032? What we say? Vivian is not just talking. First of all, you must know that he's laying a reference point so that if it happens tomorrow, you say, because people are saying, why are you talking now? They don't pay you. They don't give you script. No, Vivian is strategic. He does say, now where they go? Make her tell them now. Later, if it happens, I will bring out the video. And not tell you now. See a warning. We can't discount it. Let's continue. And to be honest, when you look at how power works, bring almost all politicians into one side, reducing real opposition, controlling structure can enter somebody's head. After they don't use this method, win 2027. This control, this level of power, they enter with what I get like this, where I don't work. What is the essence of just living like that? Make a try another 10. You get the point now. But for now, they are not actually thinking of 2032 yet. They are thinking of 2027. This is me talking now. But there is possibility, say, it might turn towards what the video they talk. If somebody is sleeping on this, like the Buchanizer. Look at my words, a kingdom. Let me get all these things. I acquire them with my power. Something he enter person head. We'll continue. It approves a leader to start taking in extreme directions, not immediately, but gradually. First, secure 7, then consolidate power, then one more 10. Don't go out anybody now. The lack of Akpabio address will just clap. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As long as say we see the power. Of course, if you allow me to get top 10, all my governors, na the APC, the constitution will say allow na contest for top 10. Get point. Of course, all of them will say yes, sir. Yes, sir. But for me, they never reach this level. This thinking, from my own perspective, never enter head. Now, about 2027, go call asking how. They already know that they go win now. They get INEC, get judiciary. Obedience is correct. It's partly correct, but that is not the purpose of the aggression for now. There's a reason for it. We will see. Okay, we'll continue first. So the concern, VDM is raising, cannot be dismissed outrightly. There is a pattern to how power evolves. How they evolve. Okay, and history has shown it many times. Okay, but the reason for the aggression, my thoughts, I don't think Tinubu is thinking of 2032 or beyond 2027. Right now, the signals on ground still point more to fear. The reason for the aggression, listen very well now, fear of losing 2027. Fear of losing credibility. Fear of people casting doubt on the victory after the win. There's need to justify, say, now we win now. So we need to do more to people say, now we really win. I will tell you everything we are thinking. Not a clear plan for life extension in power. For me, it's a cover for their type of victory. If you don't understand now, but calm down. So many voters say, the way where this government, they listen to anybody. Now, what did they want they will do? They want to remove subsidy, but they don't send any human being. They want to bring tax reform. People, they cry. They don't send anybody. Electoral reform. They don't send anybody. They do what they want to do. They don't really send anybody. People say, with the way they are doing, not listening to citizens. Even like say they don't need our vote. So many people talk, they still need your vote. Even Soludo person talk say, even though say Southeast, no vote for Tinubu, you go still win. The same way. Even though say you no go vote that day, you go still win. Abi? For me, that is true. Looking at what happened for 2023, when they switch off RM, got collapse and glitch. When say the glitch only happen for presidential election, for others, no. I remember saying, the power that time, he got the power now. So in 2023, so many people casted doubt on the crown, say, hey, this victory get killed leg. You get the point now. I think it is how they normally get their victory that is driving this aggression. What did they talk this man? You don't this guy? No. Now the way where they get their victory, now they push this aggression for 2027. I'm coming. Let me explain why the aggressive moves are happening from my thoughts. Let's reality. People they suffer. Electricity no day. People they cry. Electricity, power. People they cry anyhow. Homes and factories are generating their own power with even the expensive fuel and diesel. Hunger is everywhere. People are hungry. Cost of living is choking people. These are the realities. Put it together. If there's a truly free and fair election today, no intimidation, no ballot snatching, no beating of anybody, not disrupting opposition's gathering, allow people to vote and let it count. APC is in serious trouble in 2027 if they allow truly free and fair election. Even you, when you oppose me for comment section, you know what at the top. Okay, that is the real pressure. Now here the pressure day. They know say it go dey difficult. And they know say the only way to win this election now to remove this one. And if you remove this one, I use Dabaro way to win the election. You need to justify it. Hence the aggression to show say, you know, they still say now 30 governors or 30 plus governors, they our side. You know, they say the bosses, they say one movement, but we'll continue before I call it preemptive. So what is the plan? Simple. Not just to win the election in their own way. They know how they will win the election, but to prepare the ground, this is very way, to prepare the ground so that the win will look natural. This aggressive movement would justify their kind of win. Oh, I don't know whether you understand that. Because 23 had too much doubt. 27 cannot look like that again. Person will be for 8 years. First 4 years. You know, win the election. Now another person win. This one need to be justified. Say, now we win now. But how? What am I saying? This is not just about winning 2027, the aggression. It is about making the 2027 victory. The victory where they don't say they will get look natural and unquestionable. That is the reason for me. The strategy they are building, this is very well. In place visible power, so same people they our side. More governors, more states are aligning with us. So when results come, people will say, how can a party with 30 plus governors lose election? How can a party will say entire Nigeria in diaspora in the UK, they came out supporting him? You very important. The Rati rejection zones. Areas that rejected them in 2023 must now appear aligned as the city boy movement. As if now the Cubana or Cubana chief priest, and they go vote, no be the people. So people will talk say, even those who opposed them before, you not say they support them. How do you expect ADC go? How you go say it? You the create, get it for now. We not see the bosses. We not see the city boy movement. So this one will call suppress the idea, say they ring the election. Hence the aggression to show say we get more support. No be governors they vote. Now people they vote, okay? If they allow them to vote. As if it was bosses and the city boy movement that voted. That is after the vote. Grassroots optics. The rest of the city they share, they pray for them. The welfare packages, public scenes, the picture videos, not necessary for votes for me, but for evidence people can point to. You need to point to something. Say, for instance, now they play ball. This ones they just play for one play. They don't they play. This one they play aggressively. You call it and say, now this one win. Even though say you give them the trophy, the glory, get kill leg. Nobody will respect the glory. But if they show workings, artificial workings, I see you that baru to win the ball.
I don't know wetin dey happen o. But you know what? This analogy makes sense. That's true. I agree with him. They try to create artificial workings. They want to show, say yes, so that they can say, oh, see now, we're very popular with the people. This was us when we're sharing rice in traffic with City Boy movement. This was us in the East when we did the City Boy movement, where this was us, you know, when we went to so and so place. It's artificial. So they are creating artificial popularity that they want to use. They'll say, look, now we're very popular. This was why they paid people as so much money in the UK with Sheyi, paying people, and they're doing gold-plated iPhone and distributing to their city boy people. This is why they got hungry people in the UK, Nigerians, greed. Let me call it greed. Greed, because they can work that money and make it. Greedy people to come and do on your mandate, they will perish on in the UK, to give a false sense of popularity, not knowing that majority of those people that came out are tribal bigots. Majority of them are tribal bigots. Okay. So that's what they're trying to. So I actually agree with Don Azar. This analysis makes sense. When I see him, I say, wow, this is actually, let me refresh. I don't know what's going on. Excuse me, guys. Now heat.
So wait,
was
what's
very
the
hot
catch?
here. All right, let me see. Where did we end? Yeah.
Electricity no dey. People they cry. Electricity, power. People they cry. Yeah. Homes and factories are generating their own power with even the expensive fuel and diesel. Hunger is everywhere.
Okay, there we go. I think that's where
the governor the vote. Now people the vote. Okay?
Exactly.
If they allow them to vote. As
Exactly.
if it was bosses and civil movement that voted. That is after the vote. Grassroots optics. The right of the system they share, they pray for them. The welfare packages, public scenes, the picture, videos, not necessary for votes for me, but for evidence people can point to. You need to point to something. Say, for instance, now they play ball. This ones they just stay for one place. They know they play. This one they play aggressively. You call it and say, now this one win. People will say you give them the trophy. The glory get killed. Nobody will respect the glory. But if they show workings, artificial workings, I see you Dabaru to win the ball. People no go say na Dabaru. They go point towards the workings. You get the point now? Mass endorsement environment. Influencers, religious leaders, where they endorse up and down. Political defections. Now to change the narrative, people will not say everybody important was on their side. The people were the important for society, they their side. Who was the governor of Edo State in 2020? Na Labour. Data, na Labour. Just na Labour. Most of the states where they rewrite result, na Labour. No be governors the vote, na people the vote. If you allow a free and fair election, you get important. The rigging, very important. This is the part many people are missing. These things are not the main goal. All these aggression, endorsement, influencers, they are the cover. Now cover to justify the killer victory. Because when 27 comes, even though all this happen again, ring, ballot matching, intimidation, institutional corruption, say INEC officials, whatever. If they happen again, the conversation will not be about that. Will not be about all this. The conversation will be about, but they have governors everywhere now. How you expect them to win? People no go look at all this one say, now you make them win. Now the governor, you and me go to talk. Now no they talk now. Now no see the governors where they get. Now no they see the structure. Now no see the structure before the election. Now no see the amount of money where they spend. Who else?
Exactly.
You expect me to win. That is the reason why many influencers don't hear them now. You need to spend money to win election for Nigeria. This other one go buy granite from woman. You cannot win election by buying granite. No. No, you see bosses, see the boy movement. No, you see the movement, the capital of governors. Now come there our eye now. But the free and fair election is gradually dying from our memory. They use all this other one, the cover up, get the point now here. They'll talk all these ones. Even one popular influencer or TikTok talking, say Peter Obi cannot win this election. Even though say they do fair election. Because what did they right now? And the spending, the civil movement, the bosses, everything, get the point now here. But they no more question the process on how they go win the election. If you intimidate voters, now only your supporters, they allow me to call vote for polling unit. They threaten the other ones, they don't feel come out. That is not how to win election. So all these ones will not be discussed in 2027. They will say, actually, they really work hard for it. They mock the idea that another politician can win with simple grassroots moves. How Peter Obi win so many states last time? Because people believe INEC gave confidence. Mahmoud Wakawa everywhere say nobody can corrupt the process. 90 people, the change of mind when made them come out for 33. That one no dey again. That was why ordinary grassroots movement take carry a big way for many, many places. That one don't come out from the question. You must think. Okay? They say, I will go back, I go back granite. Grassroots movement. They do the communizer. You need big men, influencers to win election now. They don't rewrite that. Calm down. They now say, you need heavy spending. You need real money. You need this structure like buses and city boy movement. You know what that they do? It is shifting people's mindset away from how truly free and fair elections are conducted to another dimension of winning election. Many people don't forget say elections are supposed to be free and fair. They know they discuss this one again. The process to excellency must be excellent. Otherwise, that your crown cannot be called your excellency. Not based on who spent the most. Now, free and fair election. But all this aggression and to show say now we really win. But ask yourself now, this aggression go really make them win the election. They don't get other support systems like ringing, ballot snatching, INEC officials, rewriting results. You get my point? Okay. Instead, a new belief is forming now. A new, as all of everybody don't say switch brain, spending billions equals to victory. Structure guarantee win. The danger, people are beginning to accept this as normal. This is the danger for our society. I know say I don't change anything, no. I know say you go ringo. I know say you go do everything, no. You go cheat, oh. Okay, but allow me to talk say you want to cheat, not because people like you. The masses, you know, allow them to vote. You know, allow the opposition come gather. They scatter the way they gather. Upon not say you get everything where you boost with. Now make you the win, not because of say people support you. People all got a beat when no get light. No, you know how you want. So you are trying to justify the winner. And my point with that, okay? Even worse, some now see it as the correct way to win. Many influencers as citizens no longer question the process, including possible manipulation. In short, a corrupt process is being normalized, while a fair process is being quietly forgotten. You will say, what you will do, even though if you are powerless, don't allow people to tell you say you failed because you are not intelligent. If they don't allow you to write exam, they make you no win. But if your opponent, they allow right, the dull head, but they delayed you before you start, maybe 30 minutes to the end of the exam, and they allow you to start your exam. But that one don't start 2 hours ago. Not because you are not intelligent and the process make you fail. We have to say it. But you can win your win. We must talk about the process. Now, the big question. If they are truly sure of victory, why suppress opposition? Why disrupt their meetings? And nobody is questioning them. Nobody is questioning the destruction of opposition's gathering. Why already allow intimidation in states like Rivers? We saw the complaints. Edo, we saw it here. Even Lagos, they don't allow ADC gather. Talks or drive the command. Why not openly say, leave them, we still win? If you know, say the 30 plus governors don't make you win the election already, you know, say you get structure, you get money. Even UK police support you, Brazil, they support you, Ghana support you, all over the world support you. Why the few people were remaining? When one use grassroots, the remaining one on abandon. One use grassroots, one-on-one, take a pay. You must see this happening. That's why they talk say, now the fear of 2027. They are not really sure of 2027 yet. They are not sure. If they are sure, they don't go start opposition gathering. A confident system does not fear the gathering of weak people. Let's see the day weak. Allow them gather now. Finally, what you are seeing today, aggressive alignment, early campaign moves systematically. Where I never thought say do billboard or signage. We never start campaign, never give go ahead. All this early up campaign, political absorption, grassroots optics. It is not random for me. It is preparing justification ahead of 2027. Not necessary to rule forever, but to make sure that when the result comes, it looks expected. We talk and they go win. Looks accepted. And they really win. And they don't go win. And people will call argue less. No go even talk about how they win the election. For me, that is the reason for the aggression, to cover the darkness. If you truly have the numbers, you allow a free and fair election. I know they talk and sing. Not where you go push for my mother, I go swallow. Allow a free and fair election. You know, say no go allow. So we see the talk and say no be free after election, carry you enter the throne. You don't stop the opposition. If you are sure of the numbers, you let them gather, you let them speak, and you still defeat them. Show say your work is really the work. You are not sure of your work is. So the real issue is not who will win 2027, my people. It is, will Nigeria believe how that person win? And the aggressive buying of support to justify that kind of victory. Okay? Not necessarily about 2032 for now. For now, however, the process leading to 2027 can corrupt the mind and start pushing thoughts towards 2032. But for now, it is about survival and justifying the victory. That's what I say. I don't know how you say. If you say it differently, drop out for comment section.
Omo, brilliant takedown, no. Omo, hey, respect to Don Azar. In name, he dey live up to that in name. No. I agree with him. I completely agree with him. That's not true. I'm telling you, it's a huge eye-opener, Annie. Huge one. That is exactly what APC is doing. The early campaign, you see all in posters all over the place. They say when you're going to the everywhere, the airport in Abuja especially, from the main town to the airport, now in campaign, now in a picture you go see everywhere. Everywhere, now in pictures. For Lagos now father, son, and wife. Now you they see all over the place. All the ride sharing inside traffic, city boy movement is all to create a facade, a make believe that, oh yeah, they're popular, so that when they want, and then to kind of rewire the minds of the people to say, they have all the governors now. Of course, the governors will rig for them, but the governors is only one vote they have. They cannot force you to vote for a candidate you don't want to vote for. The only thing they're going to depend on is snatching of ballots or violence on the people, right? So we guess what need to happen now. The conversation needs to change. That's what it means. So when we're talking about this election, we need to be talking about this strategy that they are using. Because all of us need to bad now. All of us need to think like APC people right now. That's what this means. So this analysis that Don Azar provided, oh my God, it makes so much sense, and I agree with him. That's exactly what APC is doing because they cannot win. They are afraid. Look at the crowd that came out for Kano when Peter Obi showed up. Hey, God, those people don't sleep. They are still looking for how to combat. That's why they went to pick up El-Rufai's, that sheikh. That was why, even though they're coming out and saying it's because he joined ADC in a lie, that thing pained them. He peppered them for body. Because they not exposed, they don't know what Peter Obi moves be again. If you notice, Peter Obi now surprise elements now. You know, they tell when you never know when he's going to be at a particular place at a particular time. Why? For protection. Because he knows APC, they are looking for him. They look for how they want to harm the guy. So he needs to move with caution. He's in the midst of vipers. Man, Don Azar, thank you very much. I doff my cap. I listened to them. I said, no, I gotta come share this with my people. Yeah? Okay, one more of his video. I like the guy breakdown, and I no go lie. I really appreciate his breakdown. Let's listen to this.
Serious dictation was driving me crazy.
Come to this class. What if it is? Obi don't raise alarm. He raised alarm. He said immediately after he visited this sheikh for Kaduna, they call arrest him. Obi raised alarm. Just like Malami talk say, immediately after Atiku visited him to pay solidarity visit, say security forces call harass him again for a house. For this class, go look at the news as you can see. Punch. Obi condensed reported arrest of cleric once against threat to democracy. Now today news be this Punch. As you can see again, the Guardian. Religious leader Sheikh Umar Tijani arrested after hosting Peter Obi. You see so? Obi don't write something before we read what Obi write. we break down the news. Who is involved? Sheikh Ahmad Tijani Umar, also known as Dr. Ahmad Tijani Umar. Profile: prominent Islamic cleric in Nigeria, youth leader of the Tijaniya sect in Africa. Is a youth leader of a sect in Africa. Political figure: ADC gubernatorial aspirant, Kaduna State. So, what happened? He was reportedly arrested or detained. Timeline: March 22nd, 2026, Sunday. Now on Sunday, he hosts Obio for Kaduna. Between March 23rd, yesterday and today, 9, they thought say they arrest him or detain him. Key connection, very important. Arrest happened shortly after Peter Obi. This time is what is raising attention, according to the news. It creates questions like, now by coincidence, now political signal, security concern, pressure move. These are the questions this arrest they create currently. As of March 24, 2026, today, no official charge announced. Authorities have not stated any crime, not given clear reason. Publicly say this is the reason why they arrest him. What this means? Situation is still unclear or developing. Right now, we only have report of arrest, timing linked to Obi's visit, no confirmed offense. Now Obi, now I write this one. Now the man be this. You can see when Obi visit him. Now we could read what Obi write. Adopt Grandma Zuma. We could see. So you can see troubling development in our polity that must be nipped in the bud. I have just been made aware early this morning that Reverend religious leader Sheikh Ahmad Tijani Umar has been arrested by authorities shortly after hosting me in Kaduna on Sunday. This development underscores the deeply troubling state of our nation and our democracy, where freedom of speech and movement is increasingly threatened, and where citizens and perceived political opponents face harassment and unnecessary persecution. This cannot be allowed to continue. This country must defend freedom and free speech, which are the hallmarks of every democratic society. Suppression and intimidation of dissent can never stand in a democratic society, and this Nigerian government must understand this fact. I respectfully call on those bent on undermining our already fragile democracy to please stop and apply the rule of law and tenets of democracy in dealing with citizens. Peter Obi. Now he drop him. Even Malamito say, now after Atiku Abubakar come visit town, then they come disturb her for house. Like this Nigeria Affairs Journal. Breaking. DSS raised Malami's residents in Abuja hours after the former Attorney General received a visit from former Vice President Atiku. Let's listen to Malami here.
There were personnel that were fully kitted, fully armed, and very intimidating and harassing my immediate family members to the effect that they came to serve letters of invitation. So letters were eventually served, not only in respect of the house where they found me, but then my other multiple houses and business premises were all embedded today in the 23rd day of March 2026 by personnel that claim to have come in from the EFCC. I find that attitude very amazing and very perhaps, I found it very amazing. Amazing in the sense that, to my knowledge, indeed there was an order of the court dated 6 January 2026 for interim forfeiture of my properties. But the implication of that order that was granted was that it was an order in respect of which my person was given an opportunity of 14 days within which to respond. Now the issue is we have responded, we joined issues before the court, and filed an application for such order to be set aside. Well, the fact that insinuations associated with the unfolding drama honestly points to a clear direction of political motivation. Even as of today, as you rightly know, A lot of people are coming around to show their solidarity, arising from the fact that they were of the view and opinion that the undertones associated with my detention in custody for over 99 days, contrary to what is tolerated constitutionally of 48 hours without being charged to court, were indeed actions that are not only arbitrary, but then that now points to a direction of political intimidation. But the fact that among the people that paid a courtesy visit, a solidarity visit to my house, today, being the 23rd day of March 2026, where the former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Wazir Adamawa Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, and then the EFCC came over to invade my property, to invade my premises shortly thereafter, points to a clear possible calculation, possible conclusion that the matter, indeed the actions, were politically motivated.
You don't see so. Anyway, Obi they fought alliance everywhere. Remember, say he also visited Kano on Sunday where they welcome her with loud ovation. Watch.
If you've been in a car accident recently, there are 3 mistakes people make that can cost them tens of thousands of.
So anyway, before I go, this relationship now for the benefit of Obi or for Kwankwaso. Now true love will they see so, or they need Obi for political survival, because me I don't know. Because before now, they thought say Obi no be anything, no get structure. Because of president everywhere, now they need that now. So the question will be say now to pay way for him, make it not be this, or the war user move to the next level. What do you think about this political persecution where they go from Nigeria, say anywhere ADC people gather or they visit, say wahala do? And yesterday we had a topic where very that matter say APC have about 31 governors, a lot of support everywhere, home and abroad. We can say if all these things really count for them, they are really comfortable, say they go win. They are looking at 2032. They don't finish with 2027. Why they see they afraid? Now, what say? This aggressive PKP moves, and because say somebody they fear say what we get is not enough for 2027. Today, we see this type of news. What do you think? If you drop out of comments, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.
Don Donaza, you try, you do well, you do river. Honestly, that breakdown makes sense, Baje. It's very sharp. You see, see as the breakdown sweet for pidgin. Oh God, I beg you. We need our own way of educating our people instead of all this thing. English, you speak English, finish, you not feel understand. Some people that may they know they understand what they happen. You think say they don't know book. Meanwhile, if you teach them for their language or pidgin, they will get better understanding. Anyway, my people, so now so the matter be. You get one video when I be they look for. I don't know what I do to the video when I be one show now. Now that all they use to find since I not gonna know what happens. This election, I beg una don't register, una don't tell na people to go register for adc.ng, adcregistration.ng. Eh? Una don register. Una tell una people may they go register. Oh. This is not funny. Oh. We have a country to take back. Oh. Otherwise, now open camp slavery. Oh. Your elites, you see some of your elites, they live for Monaco, they ride bicycle all over the place because they not send you now. They not care. They don't collect it. They want collect for their hand. In fact, most of the resources they enter, they get check every month. You they get check, even if the resources are found in your backyard. Eh? They not they share check with you. Anyway, I go leave am for here as I no see the video. I'm gonna hang it here for now, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you all. We're gonna talk the rest later at another time. Michael, thank you. Annie, thank you very much for being here. Oga Soji, thank you. Mona not collect. Oga Soji, Annie, Mona not go collect. Mona not let Agbado people can't share money given now. Mona refuse. All money ain't good money. All right, Sid, thank you very much. Thank you. I'll see you guys on my next one. Oh, Rose was here actually. Rose, long time. Thank you. I appreciate. We'll talk the rest later. Bye, everyone.